Hi, my friends. It's Velvet. We've got some circuit breaker issues, so I'm missing one of my lights, the overhead light, so I'm hoping the lighting is okay here. I am going to do some stuff with some spackling. This is lightweight spackling from Red Devil. It's just like it's a half pint is all. I got it off of Amazon. It was fairly inexpensive. And then I've got the Liquitex Basics light modeling paste that I could also use. And this stencil is from Stencil Girl, I believe. They have a monthly subscription, but yeah, this was part of the monthly subscription, I'm sure of it. So I am going to I'm going to tape this down so that it doesn't go all over. And frankly, because this is packaging paper that I'm using and it's been wrinkled, I am not expecting perfection, but I am hoping that it's decent anyway. And I wanted to try the spackling paste, but then I wanted to perhaps try and use some sprays, some of the like distress sprays. Just make sure that, yeah, we're in frame. I'm just using painter's tape because I'm not worried about it per se. All right. Now, how do I want to put this spackling on? I think I kind of think I want to do this. I don't know. It's like the coolest texture. Look at that. It reminds me so much of Fluffernutter. It doesn't smell like Fluffernutter. I can assure you of that. I've smelled it. All right, here we go. I know that you kind of want a light layer. So what I'll end up doing is, after I get this on, I'll go over it and see if I can't get it kind of all flat and even. There's a lot of noise upstairs. The guys are upset because our breaker went and it happened to go from the cable box. And there's a big fight tonight that my husband's been looking forward to seeing. And I don't know. I just think it's funny. I'm not a big fan of people beating each other up. So, whatever. See, you can already tell that this is not going to work perfectly because of, well, the stencil I chose, that already lifted. But in addition, the wrinkles in the paper. But that's okay. This is sort of just a dry run, I guess you could call it. I just want to see how this spackling is going to work and whether the sprays will work. So anyway, what I was saying was that our breaker blew and we can't get it going again, and we've got two errors that are very nerve-wracking to me. And I think it's because I live in a very rural area, and of course we get critters in the house, and I'm afraid that something has chewed through a wire. I, of course, put down humane traps, because that's how I roll. And then I take them a couple miles away for them to find a new home. I don't trap in the winter, but when the weather gets nice, I will send them on their merry way because I don't need them in my house. And I had heard something in the wall. I had seen no evidence around the house, but I know there was something going on. Something weird was going on, and I'm afraid that finally they must have broken through a wire or something. And so that could be some costly damage, unfortunately. All right, so I am just going to do this half because it's taken a lot of this spackle to get it covered. And I don't really want to waste a whole lot of spackle on this project since it's just kind of a dry run. And I'm just going to try and scrape some of it off. I had watched a video from Treasure Books, Natasha at Treasure Books, who gives a recipe for making your own modeling paste at home. And I am going to try that, I think, tomorrow. In the meantime, I wanted to try a couple of different things here on my own, just to get a feel for what works, what doesn't. Whoopsie. Yeah, this is going to be all kinds of messy. All right. So let's cap it. Ooh, gads. I say that way too much. We're going to cap this. And now I'm going to grab, it dries on the fingers fast. I'm going to grab a spray. I'm going to grab this one. This one is tea colored. And these are buildings, so I'm hoping it'll look a little bit like rust. And I'm going to spray right on here. And I'm going to lift it rather quickly so that I can clean the spackle off the stencil because I don't want it to ruin it. So I'm just kind of going to go like this. Let's do the whole thing. We might as well. Because if this is a bust, at least I could use this half, right? All right. Now, I'm going to lift this. It's not a perfect peel. And of course the spackle did, you know, go through, but I will say this, from what I can see right now, the spray works fairly well. So if you can get a handle on your spackle, I think that would work very nicely. So what I'm doing right now, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of off the screen, is I'm taking up all that extra paint, the extra spray with this. That looks pretty cool. All right, now I'm going to pause this and go clean this up. I will be back. All right, so that stencil cleaned up really, really nicely. So I am very pleased with that. And like I said, if you can get a handle on the spackling or modeling paste, whatever you choose to use, I think that the spray would work. I think a light hand rather than a heavy hand, I have a very heavy hand, would be ideal if you're using the spray. I also think that you could put out some acrylic paint, water it down just a little tiny bit, and use your fan brush to do sprinkles on it, and that would work fairly well as well. So, I mean, obviously that isn't dry yet, but it needs some work, but I'm not displeased. I think with the right stencil, this could work. So you can see where there was overspray on the spray. So like I said, a light hand, and of course the spackle, and I knew this was happening because this lifted here. So the spackle went where it was not supposed to be. but it's okay. It worked out okay.